Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandon Roberts, part of the support team, and welcome to our Decisions Daily Lunch and Learn. Give a few minutes while people start to come in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, we've got a few people, so we can go ahead and get started. So we have Emmeline and Radley on today. Do you guys have any questions about decisions? Feel free to raise your hand. Okay, Radley does. So does Emmeline. Radley was first. We'll go ahead and let Radley speak first.
Hey, Brendan, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. All right, so I have a form with a repeater in it, and in that repeater, I'm pulling in a passport image. That passport image pulls in fine, saves through the debugger. I can confirm that the information is there. In a subsequent step in the workflow, I want to show that passport image again. I think I have it mapped correctly on the input to that form. It shows the same image or the same information that was on the output from the prior form, but the image is not showing on the form. So I'm just not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong here. I don't know if it's easier to share my screen or how you want to do this.
Let's see. Don't think we're able to allow you guys to share your screens on these, but let me see. So we have a data repeater. Give me a moment.
And I have a file upload button. Upload the file, and then I have a form flow that then shows that image in a image control.
Okay. Just using the
Brandon?
Yeah.
If you upgrade him to a panelist, he can show his screen.
Oh, did not know that.
Share his screen. Yeah.
Sabrina, can we get him? Oh, promote to panelist. Here we go. Okay. You should have the option to now share your screen if you want to go ahead. Yep, Riley, if you want to go ahead, if you want to go ahead and share your screen, I'll stop my screen share. If you could share your screen, we can take a look together.
Okay. It is shared. Okay, so here's my form. So I prepared for this. So I've uploaded this passport 01. You can see the image shows up just fine here. Save for later. So I'll open it actually in another screen, so I guess we can still debug this, right? So here's that same one, so you can see all the other information comes over. I have populated, but the upload doesn't show the name of the file anymore, and there's no image here.
Okay. Can we then take a look? Let's take a look at this assignment form and the actual flow designer.
Okay.
Okay,
you want to look at the repeater form? Sorry.
Actually, I want to take a look at it in the actual flow. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear there.
Okay.
So instead of looking in the debug, actually, real quick, can we check the input on this form?
Sure.
Okay.
So it's here in the traveler's repeater.
Okay, passport, password. Okay.
Yeah.
So now returning the passport.gif. Okay, that's an input here, or the JFIF. And we're getting the contents of that just fine, it looks like. Okay. That's interesting. So we're passing it in. We do not get the file. And we would error out if we were passing in like an incorrect file type. Are we passing in, are we using like file data as a type, or are we using, okay.
The file data, yep.
So the file data File name, password. Okay. So you import right correctly. Okay. Can we then let's take a look at the let's go to the let's leave the debugger and look
Okay.
at the mappings here.
Is there a way to do that without?
If you go back to the flow, or the debug flow. Yeah, if you just go into
sorry.
it,
Sorry.
if you can either duplicate this tab or we can just go into the flow directly. We just need to break the lease on it.
Okay.
And that won't kill the debug session or anything like that.
Oh, well, okay. So break the lock. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You look at the mappings into the
Yep.
into this form or into the folder.
We'll look into the actual this form. So we fetch it, send the data on draft. Okay, if we scroll down, if we scroll down on the mapping
sorry.
here. Yep. So extension data, extension
inputs.
data.
So we're pulling in, what we're concerned with here is the traveler's repeater.
Okay, so extension data dot travelers, and then the password's a child within the travelers type.
Correct.
Okay. So we're mapping that fine. Can we go? Let's edit this. Then let's look at let's go into the form next.
Edit the form. Okay. You want me to drill into the repeater?
Yep. Okay, select file. Okay, passport data from form data dot passport. Okay.
And then the
Then you select the image passport dot contents. Okay. Can we click on the gray space here real quick? Yep, and then let's scroll down on the properties. Okay, sub traveler. Okay, so we are grabbing the sub traveler type. Form flows, show passport image, active form flows. So what does this show passport image do?
So when I actually upload, finish the upload process,
Mhm.
I set the image control to those contents.
Okay. So this should be running here. There's a flow. Passport upload is no. Okay. Let's click X here. Then current item, passport contents, value changed. Okay. So we have a value change on the file upload.
Yeah.
Is that changing though on? I wonder if that's not changing because we're already like giving it data, right? Like if we input the data, right, we're actually not changing the value here, right? Does this
Oh, I see. Okay.
I wonder if that's part of why it's not actually running and showing the data here. Then also, can we go can we scroll down here and keep scrolling? Okay, we have it to run at startup too, so that should still. Can we go back to the debug session then?
Yeah.
And then let's see. Can we go to that? Let's close this input data. And then can we go to that show/hide passport fields? Yep. So let's look at the first execution. Okay. Hide multiple controls. Okay, and then let's look at the second execution. Show, okay. And then can we go to show passport image right below there? Yep. First execution. Okay, password is null. That's correct because it's coming in at null. But then we have the second execution, which should then show it. Okay. Can we select that to show it? Set image control step. Component ID null. That shouldn't matter because we're also passing in the actual component name. Form session ID value. Can we scroll over to the right on this value?
Sorry. All the way. It's a pretty big.
Oh, no, you're fine. It's
Okay,
okay, so it looks to be matching what we already have there. Passport value. So we're passing that in. So we're passing image data into a repeater. But that does not show even though we're passing the value. Okay, let's go back to the form then.
Okay.
And let's select, okay, so we select the image, passing that in, subchild, big data. Can you select that image component one more time for me?
The image, sure.
Passport, file, that's data page image. Okay. Select file. Okay, one last thing I want to look at.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the flow again.
Oh, the flow. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You were going.
Right.
Yeah, just close the form here. I think we were also already in the flow. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So then, can you select the save for later? Oh yeah. Can you select the initial request form?
Okay.
Actually, and then let's scroll down on the properties here, and we'll look at that. Let's scroll down to outputs for me. Later budget flight list of everything.
Travelers. There it is.
Okay, list of travelers. Okay. And then we're set up process folder. We're not storing that data in the database. We're just passing that in. What's this? Is this a process folder? This is not a case entity, correct?
Correct. This is a flow execution extension.
Okay, flow execution extension. So any state of draft. So we're properly mapping that into the form, but we're not displaying the data.
And all the other text fields and date fields, everything else comes in just fine.
This might require someone to look at this deeper.
Okay.
Let's do this. We'll get a support. Let's get a support ticket. We'll get one submitted for you.
Okay.
And we'll have one of our support engineers reach out and further look into this.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ben. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
And next, I was looking at nothing blank here. So next, Emmeline had a question. Hello, I'm having some challenges with trying to integrate my React UI with my Decisions API service. The issue is indicated as a course policy issue. I followed the guide here to switch up configuration, but it isn't helping. Are you able to guide me on that? Yeah, I can definitely help here a bit. So we have decisions embedded in a UI, correct?
Okay, so hi Brandon. Yeah, I have a React standalone. So that's just the front end, and I'm actually making the decisions as the back end. So it's actually an API service, and I'm trying to use React to call this API service. Yeah,
Okay.
but for some reason it keeps giving me the cross origin policy issue. So yeah, I think we have tried to follow the guide, and because our decisions is self-hosted, we have updated the web config as well as the settings.xml decision server, but even after restarting it, and it still doesn't seem to work. So yeah, we are just
what specific error are you getting there?
yeah, if you don't, am I able to share like a screenshot or something?
Yeah, let me bring you up real quick.
Okay, so
let me stop my screen share.
yeah, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the error that
Okay.
Yeah.
No access allow origin. Okay. So let's see. Can we take a look then at the settings XML?
all right, give me a moment. Share. Right. Yeah, so this is the, can you see actually?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the web config which in which we added the custom headers.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the settings.xml. So we just set it to all at the moment because yeah, I'm actually doing a test right now. So I'm calling from localhost.
Mm-hmm.
This was what was there originally.
Okay, so we have a set to content security policy. I think we have another document on this. Give me a moment. I think we need to set that like content security value to like I think it's frame hyphen ancestors in self. Where is the chat? Actually, let me just put it. I'll just give you the link. Oops. And we'll need to then, for this, we may need to also specify the URL or the like the domain. In this case, we should just be able to get past it with just the with just that piece. It should be like HTTP. I think we need to do like HTTP localhost there, but we need to set the value to frame dash ancestors.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, we should need to set the value here. Now, if you just select, yeah, if you just we'll type in the value here,
Okay.
and let me put this in. I will put this in the answer as well. I just put this in the Zoom question and answer section for you.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll stop sharing first. Because I'm not sure if I can see.
Yep, that should get you past there. If not, we need to then look closer into that.
Right. Okay.
And yep,
I'll
we'll get
give it a first, then yeah, I will flag it up again if let's say I still face any issues.
Yep, if there's still issues, just let us know. We can get a support ticket in for that and look into that closer. But we should just need to apply that to the settings XML as well.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Let's see here. So then we have Alex and Morel. Did you guys have any questions? Alex, I did see your pre-submitted question, and we'll go into that in a bit. Okay, so then we'll go into, let's see. Then we'll just go into Alex's pre-submitted question for today. He said, "I'd like to have the following covered. For items in the data repeater, how do I change the background color of the line or of the field? How do I change the font color in a field? How do I change an icon based on a condition? How do I change the color of an icon based on a condition?" So we can, some of these we can test now. Some of these I'm not 100% sure on. But let me go and share my screen for this. Bear with me, I've got like 7 different screens up. Here we go. So can everyone see my repeater control screen?
Yes.
Alrighty. So let's see. Alex, you guys are on. You guys are on 8 now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm working this in 7, but I think the same thing should apply here. So how do I change the background color of the line or the field? So let me close this. So it's kind of here. So the repeater, are we referring to the, let's see, show separator? Let's see, behaviors, the size and tabs or the triggers? Let's see. So just so I'm making sure I'm confirming what you're asking here. It's gonna. So you're referring to like the background color here,
Exactly.
on these actual, okay, on every repeater item? Like, do they need to be all the same, or do you want them to be separate?
Well, actually, there are 2 parts, right? One is the background of the line itself, and another could be the background of the field. Right?
Okay.
And I think I have the feeling that you do it with a layout and you color the layout, and you put the condition as part of the visibility of that layout. But I'm not sure whether you can have several layouts in the same physical space. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think it would just be, I think it would be actually in the layout here. Like, I think we can definitely control the color of the background on actual, repeater control. That's where we'd be doing the background. But I don't know if we can do like a multiple like you're requesting. Like, I assume this is going to be some sort of like a true or false or some sort of like validation or some sort of rule that controls which color these are going to be.
Exactly. So based upon a condition, we may want to put all the background of that line in red or in green, for example.
Okay, so we can go to like background color. We can do that standard for the original, just for like the form data. I would think this may be possible, maybe with CSS. Maybe we could apply CSS to, the question is when we would apply it. I don't think if we did the CSS for the background color, we could, like applying it for the background color, we can do this, but I think if we use the CSS route, I think we'd have to apply it to the entire control and not just on like this form level here. I'm thinking that might be the route to go for that.
So let me ask you a question. Is it possible to have in that, if you go back to the data repeater, there is an outer, if you go to the Explorer, actually, if you click on Explorer, that will helpful. Yeah. So you have the root container, which selects the whole thing, right? Is it possible to have within that root container another container for with the same size, except that this one would be red, and another container, same size again, on green, and toggle the visibility of those containers based on a variable using, where is it? If you click on the, where, outside of the form for a second, I want to there, and go to where is it? I never find this. The active form flows there, a little bit lower.
Oh,
there. No.
Oh, I meant the active form flow. We could.
I'm not sure whether the layouts are visible components that I can show or hide at will.
Yeah, you can show. You can
Is that how you
show.
guys,
I'm sorry.
is that how you guys would do it?
Yeah, we would like. I mean, with active form flows, you can control up to like a level. So we can control like the form flow itself, but I don't know if we can control like each individual repeater control from this level. Like I think we only allow, we can like hide and set controls, show control, show validation, but I don't know if we can actually. I don't know if we can. I think it would apply to the whole repeater object, not just the individual repeater objects. The objects within the repeater.
So
let me see real quick. So have this. So the repeater. Form rules here. Can exit form, get control value, get form data value. Can't set control value. Clear. We can only make these. It's like visible and invisible from this piece, it looks like. Let's see, let me try something real quick. See, predefined classes. Do we have a predefined class for the data repeater? Checklist, Dropbox, close button, list block, link list, dialog, subdialog image button, ECS, data.
Brandon?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, why don't we, simplify this for a sec. Let's assume that this is not a data repeater, that this is just part of a form, right? Normal in a form. So in the mother of this data repeater, maybe we can put a zone where I can play with background colors. Can I do the same with the fonts of the text that appears and change that color of the text based on a condition? So we'll have to exit this, go back to the mother form.
Now, changing the font, I'm not sure if that, I think that's completely done through I think that's completely done at runtime. Like I'm trying to think. Have I? It'd be because we want to change the font on the repeater objects itself, right?
Or even if it is not the repeater, just put it in
just like-
normal. Let's ignore
just-
the repeater. Put a
So just
label.
it's- Right. So you want a standard form. Can we control C text view behavior?
Again, I think that the color, if there is a way of doing this, it would have to be done through the same flow that we were trying to edit before, right?
Right.
Uh,
If we could, I wonder if it's
But I could not find a way of changing the color of a label, for example.
could we? I wonder if it's possible. Let me test this real quick. I wonder if it's possible to do this with a. So let's do a label. Let's pull text from data name. Say test label. Right. I wonder if that, I believe that's controlled from the form level, but I wonder, do we include, we have text merges. We have a text merge designer. I wonder, or if we just use a, I just want to see if it's possible. If we just use a, let's just use.
Oh yeah, you can change that using that. You can do it.
Okay, so you've tested it this way, or we can change the
Static.
actual.
Static is easy, right?
Right. What if we,
can, the problem is the dynamic way, when you need to change the color of what you're displaying on the form based on some condition.
just single text. No, that seems to be merging text into a single text value. The text merge. I wonder if it's possible to also do that. Let me. Wonder if it is possible. We have a text merge component. I wonder if we're able to actually do that from this component. So we can previous rich text, let's say. Actually. No, it's not going to do that.
Or something there that allow you to see the color.
I'm wondering if it will. We can actually set any sort of color. So we can do label text here. Okay, so we can include an input. So we can include an input. Then if we then just this as preview as merge HTML. Let's see. But that does the case. If we could do it this way through merge HTML, what if we just take created data, right? Real. That'd still be a design. That'd still be a design time thing.
Mm-hmm. If it has to be done at runtime, it's probably you have to do it from within the form in the flow that you can configure as part of that form.
I wonder if we could, so we can take in the label, or we can take in the text. Okay, so it would be we can just set the colors we want then. So let's try it. Let's look from this point. If we do an active form flow at this level, concept, form rules. Knows.
I try with
Right.
that one, set control value, but
You try.
yeah, but I could not find for that label, for example, the color as an attribute to modify. You could find the value, I think.
Maybe we can just take in the value. We can take in the form data. I feel like the active form flow piece is where we need to make the change. I just have to figure out, I'm trying to think about how we would do this. Let's see. So data, text, base.
There was a format text over there.
I'm sorry.
There was a format text. Maybe that can help. I think I saw that have something for color.
We can format the string, but then we just pass in an input, which is
No, but
format
still,
string cannot be null.
I was surprised because this sounds like something, that should be very common, right? Formatting the color of a text based on some condition, but I couldn't find how to do it.
I think most people do it like at design time and not dynamically, or they'll like rely on a template to like sort of handle this. But, or maybe this is possible with CS. I've never had to run, or I've never had to do this, so apologies on my lack of know-how on this, but I think this may be possible with an active form flow. Let's see. Let's do this, Alex. You already have a support ticket in regards to, is it in regards to this? Because I know you submitted one recently with about a bunch of questions about form design. Was this one of the questions here?
No, it was not. I can put another one.
Okay, let's get a support ticket here. I'm happy to hop on here with you and just and maybe one of our actual designers that actually works on these sorts of things. And in the meantime, I can definitely just bring this question to the team and see if someone knows. I just might not know. It isn't something I've been asked too often, so it just might be something I might know. Someone else may know how to do it immediately, and I can just pass that information to you.
Yep, perfect. I will do that. By the way, I also looked, I put the keyword color in the search, and I got a couple of things like set font and set background color, but they seem to be oriented to working with Excel files rather than a normal string.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking when I looked at it earlier, but I saw it was like a CSV Excel step. So that wouldn't actually fit our use case here.
Okay, all
And
right, I'll open the ticket. Don't worry. I thought
Okay.
that
and Alex,
you
just
know,
trying to
I
jump
was
in
missing
here.
something obvious, but obviously I'm not.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Alex, this is Akshay from Decisions. And just curious, the label that you're trying to change the color for, is it something that stays constant, or is the label is also changing?
Actually, the label might, this particular label might stay constant, the value you
Mhm.
mean, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that it might stay constant.
Mhm. I mean, if you're not able to get that through, another way can be that instead of having that label, it could be just an image, which would just reflect the text that you want to display there. And for image, it's easy to change the color on some action that has taken place on the form. So that can be governed by.
How do you do that with an image? Because I couldn't find that either.
So image is basically array of bytes. So we will define a flow, which can be an active flow or something that by default will have a particular image icon. But if you click on a checkbox or maybe some action, it'll change that image into something else, which would be your next color label or something.
I'm not sure I follow.
Is it making sense, Brendan? Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying if we use an
If
image,
we go onto the form,
Mhm.
yeah, and we drag and drop an image, so that image can change on runtime depending on some validation criteria. Yeah, just look for image. Yeah.
Are you saying the use
Like,
outdated name?
can you click on static image? Or okay, here it will be static image. Yeah, we don't have to use static image.
Mhm.
Yeah, we would use data name, like test image,
Mhm.
and then we would pass that in the flow where we are using it, right? But on the form, we would
Mhm.
define, yeah, as you can see, test image. This is one of the inputs for this form.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we would just define the, let's say, one image, which is by default how the label would look like. But if
Right.
we go, yeah,
You want to
you can just pick say constant, yeah,
okay.
and then just choose the image.
Okay.
Yeah. So when
Let
you
me
so
let
yeah.
me.
Or I mean, I'm just trying to throw a concept. I mean, that's how I made it work. One of the things that I was working on. So here's where you will be passing that label, which looks like, let's say, A, and then I would write a workflow that will pass in the image to this variable in the form dynamically.
So you're saying you have the label as like an image,
Yeah.
and then pass that in dynamic.
Right.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you'd have that
Yeah.
image. You'd like take an image of that label with the different colors, and then pass in that image dynamically based on the changes.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do something like that from within the form? Because most times, that will have to be dealt with by the values that have been input in the form so far, right? So I thought that that's why you use that internal flow in the form. I can't remember how you call it. Is the flow that you can trigger from within the flow within a form. Right, because again, when you pass this image, it's almost as static for the form. Okay, once you started the form, you're receiving the image. That's it, right? You cannot change it at runtime unless you get out of the form and start over. Correct? So
Correct.
you thought that you'd have to edit the test form 1. And once you're there, in the flow associated to that form, where you have the validations and all that type of jazz, you would put the image that you want to set
We could.
with the colors that you would like to set, right?
Right. I bet we had like, we can probably do that with like an active form flow or a data flow, right? So we just have this as its data name for right now. But once we add like active form flow, we should be able to choose like a data name from that, right? So if I do this, edit, let's just say, I believe this should work. Let's just. There's a data name, so we should be able to fetch that. Did I not set it as an output properly? We should be getting that. Oh wait, I have it as an input. No, it's the input on the output step, so we should be getting that data output. But this should be possible with an active form flow. We should be able to select the data from the active form flow, and then like dynamically we can just pass that we can just pass that image out from there, right?
Mhm. Okay, so let me try that. I'll do that offline. And I don't want to take everybody's time with this. And if I can't, I'll put a support ticket.
Yeah, please. I'd definitely like to look at this further and just sort of figure this out.
Okay, all right. Thank you, guys.
Let's see. Ooh. Alrighty. Did anyone else have any other questions? That was the only pre-submitted question for today.
No other questions have come in.
Okay. Alrighty. If we don't have any other questions, I think we could end it for today. Thank you guys for joining. And we should be getting, I think, Sabrina, these recordings will be on YouTube as well, correct?
Correct, by the end of the day.
Okay, so we'll have these on YouTube tomorrow, or not tomorrow, end of the day today. And just come back tomorrow. I think, who do we have on for tomorrow?
I believe it's Akshay.
Okay, so we have Akshay on as well. He's really knowledgeable about the product, so he'll be able to give out any answers there. But other than that, thank you guys for joining and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one, everyone.